Alright, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're going to settle one of the biggest debates in anime, once and for all. Escanor, the Lion Sin of Pride, taking on Gojo Satoru, the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer. And look, we're going to skip the whole power level debate. Instead, we're going to get into the mechanics of their powers to figure out who really wins.
So, at its heart, this is the classic unstoppable force meets an immovable object problem, right? You've got Escanor, who's just the peak of raw physical power. I mean, this is a guy who literally becomes the sun. He can melt castles just by being near them and slice mountains in half with one swing. And then you've got Gojo, the man who, well, he just can't be touched. It's a fundamental clash of ideas, not just fists.
So that's the real question, right? You have this insane, overwhelming power versus a defense that's, well, it's basically a concept. The answer isn't about who hits harder. It's way more interesting than that. So let's break it down. Okay, so for round one, we have to talk about the single biggest problem for Escanor right out of the gate. And trust me, it's a huge one. Gojo's signature move, Infinity.
Okay, the first thing you have to get about Infinity is that it's not a shield. It's not a barrier you can just punch through. It's way weirder than that. He's actually manipulating space itself. He takes the little bit of distance between him and, say, a punch, and he divides it an infinite number of times.
And this right here shows you exactly why that's such a nightmare for Escanor. So imagine he throws his absolute strongest punch. For that punch to actually land, it has to cross all those tiny, infinitely divided spaces. The crazy part is, it slows down more and more with each one, until it's basically frozen in place. It gets closer and closer, but it literally never ever connects.
And that's the absolute killer right there. Every single thing Escanor can do, swinging his giant axe Rita, throwing a punch, even his big, cruel sun attack, it's all physical stuff. It's an object or a ball of energy that has to travel through space. And Infinity just says, nope, you're not making that trip.
Honestly, this quote nails it perfectly. Escanor has all the destructive power in the universe, right? But it means absolutely nothing if he can't make contact. It really is like a world-class weightlifter trying to fight a ghost. You can't bench press a ghost, you know? All that strength is just useless against an opponent you can't even touch. Okay, but I know what you're thinking. What about High Noon? What about the One? That's when Escanor's power totally changes, right? He's not just punching stuff anymore. He's blasting out this insane aura of heat. So can that get past Infinity? Let's find out. And this is where it gets super interesting. So Escanor's heat aura is this passive damage over time thing, right? It just radiates off of him. But here's the thing about Gojo's defense. It's not just a dumb wall. It's smart. It's an automatic, intelligent filter powered by his six eyes, and it's constantly scanning and sorting everything that gets near him.
See, Gojo's whole system is automatically sorting things based on their danger level. Mass, speed, you name it, even heat. So as Escanor is putting out this incredible thermal energy, Infinity just, well, it identifies it as a threat and sorts it out. The ground all around Gojo could turn into a sea of lava, but inside his little personal bubble of space, he'd be chilling at a perfect room temperature, totally fine.
So, let's recap. Escanor can't punch him. He can't burn him. It's a stalemate, right? He just waits out the clock? Well, not quite. Because Gojo has a win condition that completely ignores physical durability. This is the checkmate. And that brings us to Gojo's ultimate trump card. For anyone who doesn't know, a domain expansion is pretty much a sorcerer's ultimate move. They create their own little pocket dimension where their attacks are a guaranteed hit. And Gojo's? Yeah, it's one of the scariest ones out there. It's called Unlimited Void, and this is not a physical attack at all, it's all mental. It's an information attack. When he traps you inside, your brain is flooded with an infinite stream of raw data. You're forced to see, hear, and feel everything all at the same time. And here's the thing. Escanor, for all his godlike power, he still has a human brain. When you force infinite information into a finite mind, the nervous system just overloads. It completely crashes. And this is the real irony, isn't it? The Lion Sin of Pride, a man defined by his insane power and unbreakable will, isn't taken down by a bigger punch. He's just turned off. He becomes a living statue, completely paralyzed, unable to move or think or even feel his precious pride. His physical power means absolutely zero against an attack on the mind. So, when you really break down the mechanics, Infinity, the Six Eyes, and Unlimited Void, the winner of this fight becomes, well, pretty obvious. Let's look at the scorecard. Okay,
Physical strength? Yeah, that goes to Escanor, no debate. But that's kind of the only category he wins, isn't it? When you look at defense, Gojo's is literally invincible to anything Escanor can throw at him. And their win conditions. Escanor needs to physically overpower him, which we've established is impossible. Gojo just needs to shut down his mind, which Escanor has absolutely no defense against.
So yeah, the final verdict is a pretty clear win for Gojo Satoru. And honestly, it wouldn't even be that hard for him. The moment he realizes physical attacks are just bouncing off, he has a simple, clean, and totally unavoidable way to win. So let's just run through how this fight would actually look, minute by minute. It starts, Escanor comes out swinging with all this incredible power, and Gojo just stands there, maybe teleports a bit, and lets Infinity block everything. Then High Noon hits, Escanor becomes the one. He's a walking sun, and he thinks he's got it in the bag. Gojo, probably bored at this point, decides to end it. He pops his domain expansion, Unlimited Void, and that's it. Escanor's mind is instantly overloaded. Game over.
You know, this whole matchup really comes down to one simple fact. You can't solve a conceptual problem with a punch. Infinity isn't something you can break, it's something you have to bypass. Which, it does leave us with a really fun question, doesn't it? Could another one of the sins do it? What if it was Meliodas in his true magic form, using powers that maybe aren't so physical? But that's a whole other explainer for another day.